Happy June, everyone. Today we're taking a look back at the housing market stats in the Waterloo region for the month of May, and results were a bit unexpected. So let's take a look at them right now. So here's a pretty clear picture of what's been happening with the housing market in the Waterloo region year after year. So we're looking at May stats today, and the median sale price of last month was just under 700,000, 692,500. Now, looking back a couple years, we see that in May of 2025, that median sale price was 740, and the year before that, it was 760. Now, May is often the peak month of the entire year. We can see it was a little higher in 2024 in March. There was a dip and it went up in May. But in 2025, May was that peak month. And it appears that this year, 2026, April was that peak month. Things were going up in February. They dipped in March after some political, economical turmoil, and then things bumped up in April. But usually we see that the strongest month in May, and that was not the case, at least in terms of median sale prices. So things have dipped since then, and clearly valuations are continuing to drop year after year. Now we're going to close in and focus on just the last couple months and over the last year. And let's look at the other stats. So new listings were very high. They're a bit higher than in April. We had 1,446 new listings. Actually, let's take a look at previous years. So in May of 2025, they had 1,671. So a bit less, but this seems to be a little more steady, this pattern year after year. Looking at total inventory is quite high, 2,037. And in 2025, 2,228. So a bit less, but inventory was moving up over the last few years. We're just a little less right now. Total sales. So we had 612 sales in May of 2026, and then in 2025, 680. So around the same, 741. A bit more in May of 2024 and more in 2023. So total listings seem to be dropping ever so slightly year after year as well. But again, we're looking at inventory, just over 2,000 homes, total inventory for sale in May, and only 612. So less than half of the inventory is being scooped up month after month. But let's focus in on the specific property types. We'll start with single family detached. It's all the rage. It's what everyone wants. And we saw some valuation declines last month. In April, median sale price was 800, and that dropped to just under 780,000 in May. Single family detached new listings kept going up, 879 new listings in May. Total inventory kept climbing, just over 1,000. And sales, 406. Again, less than half of the total detached home inventory is being sold. Now, days on market, about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and that can change depending on pricing and depending on strategy. I believe pricing and strategy can improve this number quite a bit. But I still see a lot of listings that are listing for around market value. In this market, that is not good. If you list close to what your house should sell for, it's going to sit longer. If you price it aggressively lower and it's prepped very well, you can easily sell in a week. So it all depends on the strategy. Now let's move on to townhomes. Townhomes valuations went up. They were 585 in April. They went up to 591.4. New listings of townhomes dropped a bit. 277 new townhome listings. Total inventory climbed to 431, and sales 108. So again, 431 total townhomes for sale, and only 1/4 of those listings were sold in May. Days on market, 21 days. Moving on to condos. Those valuations went up a bit, 386,000 median sale price in May. New listings dropped, 212 new condo listings in May. Total inventory did climb though, 507 total condo listings, and sales 57. Huge discrepancy there, 507 for sale, and only 57 are being sold, at least in May. And then the days on market are pretty high, so 35 over a month. If we look at semi-detached, those median sale prices went down as well, 605. New listings climbed to 74. Total inventory climbed to 66 from 52. And sales 39. So sales compared to total inventory isn't bad. Isn't bad as the other property types. Days on market for a semi-detached is 13, just under 2 weeks. So clearly we have a lot of inventory and just not enough buyers to scoop them up. And then of course we have listings that they're either priced a certain way or not as desirable as others, and they stay on the market and they add to the inventory. So for sellers and agents out there looking to sell quickly, to be a hero to their clients, the statistics speak for themselves, I think. And what I'm seeing are homes sit on the market simply because they're priced at or above market value. You wait a couple weeks and then you end up playing catch up. And a lot of buyers have seen it already and they think maybe something's wrong with the home, or maybe there's work to be done in the home and it should be sold at a discount, but the seller's not willing to make that adjustment right away. Strategy is key. Implement the right strategy and you will sell your listing. You will sell your home quickly and for as much money as the market is willing to offer. And keep in mind, guys, we're now in June. So the market typically drops in June. May, at the latest, is more often than not the peak of the market. And everything from here on out, I mean, if we've dropped in May, it's probably going to keep going down. Hopefully we get an activity bump for sellers out there in the fall. It might not be as high as in June though. It's so hard to say. But post May, you're looking at valuation decreases. So expectations need to be adjusted and you want to get ahead. If you're going to list anytime now moving forward, you want to get ahead of the valuation drop. Price it attractively. Because again, if you price it at market value, and it doesn't sell, every week after that week, the valuation is slowly moving downward. You want to get ahead of that, price it right the first week, sell it first week, and you'll be happy that you made that decision. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember, if you have any questions about the market or your own search, you want to talk strategy with me, please feel free to reach out anytime. My contact details are in the description below. And until then, I hope you all enjoy the beginning to your summer. Cheers, and we'll see you next month.